Hello, I'm Don Simons, District Manager for the Washington Terminal District. The crew resource management training you're about to receive was adapted for the specific operational environment and training needs of FAA air traffic controllers. The basic concepts of CRM have been endorsed by the world's leaders in human factors and have proven to be an effective tool in reducing errors in highly technical careers, especially the airline and airspace industries. The training is based on actions that occur in the air traffic environment. You may find it interesting to see how these ideas can apply to your own facility. Crew resource management is based upon three fundamental concepts: teamwork, individual performance, and threat and error management. The goal of this training is to ultimately reduce errors and accidents while improving individual and team performance. Fortunately, the air traffic organization has a leader at the helm, Hank Krakowski, who is a CRM veteran and has first-hand experience with crew resource management. Hank, why is crew resource management important to you?
Crew resource management is not only important, it's actually personal to me. I hired on as an airline pilot in 1978. I hired on to an airline that had a reputation for having one of the best safety cultures in the business. And then late that year, that airline ran a completely loaded DC-8 out of gas on a clear night over Portland, Oregon, and the airplane crashed 10 miles away from the airport, and it was a fatal accident. What we found out from that accident is that the crew was not communicating effectively between each other to resolve an issue. They were not managing the duties. In fact, the captain was not delegating important duties to segregate who's flying the airplane, who's managing the situation. What we did was analyze exactly what caused this accident, and then we began to look around at our other cockpits to see if indeed this behavior was happening elsewhere in the system, and indeed it was. So we went right to the drawing board. There was some early work in this area going on through NASA, through Dr. Clay Fouché and some others, that said, you know, this is an important issue. How you work together as a team in critical situations and even non-critical situations is important. So you need to dissect that. You need to analyze captain's authority, what's the role of a subordinate crew member, when does a subordinate crew member have the authority and the backing of the corporation to bring issues up to whatever extent necessary, and how does a crew really work as a team? How do they organize their workflow when something bad's coming down? So we began to dissect it. We got some experts in the field to help us, and we began training our crews on how to do this better. More importantly, not only did we train our crews how to do it better, it was an expectation of them for the rest of their career.
Why do you feel that CRM can benefit the air traffic environment?
Well, clearly, when CRM was put in at the airline, we began to see the immediate improvement in performance of our cockpits. The rest of the industry took notice, and now CRM is common across all the cockpits here in the United States and even globally. It's about teamwork, whether it's a cockpit, whether it's an operating room or the cab of a control tower or a radar room. It's a team working in a high-stress, highly technical environment. And what we're trying to do is give them the tools to operate as effectively as they can so they have the best outcome for the traveling public.
Every job has its technical side and its human side. In most every field, as technological capabilities and standards improve, there is a corresponding effort to address human performance and needs. In aviation, there's better aircraft design, construction, and maintenance. There's better air traffic control and navigation equipment, and better weather detection and avoidance tools. The biggest safety gap is in the human side of aviation. Up to 80% of all aviation accidents and nearly all air traffic control operational errors are caused or contributed to by human factors. It's important to recognize that in any given situation, skilled professionals are likely to do the right thing. but because of hundreds and thousands of opportunities in the course of a day, a week, or even a career. Skilled controllers, like pilots, are vulnerable to human and system error, some of which may lead to accidents. Crew Resource Management, known as CRM, is the intentional use of effective human factors principles and methods. Its purpose is to improve individual and team performance and reduce errors and accidents. A major principle of CRM is to identify and eliminate all vulnerabilities possible and to be wary of and use countermeasures against any threats that remain. There are 6 CRM behaviors that can be used in air traffic control to promote an operational safety culture. The FAA defines an operational safety culture as individual and group values, attitudes, competencies, and patterns of behavior that determine commitment to and the proficiency of an organization's health and safety management. It's about knowing what factors are within the individual and the team's control. Pilots and controllers gather information, make judgments and decisions, and act upon them hundreds of times a day. And every time, they are vulnerable to human and system error. The first CRM behavior is to provide active leadership and support. Frontline managers and coordinators are actively engaged in the operations. They continually monitor and assist positions. Safety and operations dominate the discussions in the tower cabs and radar rooms. The second CRM behavior involves distributing workload and tasks. All positions, including coordinator, handoff, assist, D-side, and tracker, are effectively staffed in order to avoid overloading any one position or controller. Positions are provided with extra help before a situation becomes safety critical or time critical. The third CRM behavior is to clearly communicate operational plans and get acknowledgments from everyone. All changes and updates are fully communicated. Acknowledgments are obtained, and the communication loop is closed by ensuring that the intended actions are taken. The fourth CRM behavior is making and reviewing safety-first decisions. All traffic management initiatives, runway decisions, and configurations which optimize capacity have already established the precondition of being safe and orderly. Decisions are continuously reviewed and promptly adjusted or changed to keep safe and orderly as top priorities. The fifth CRM behavior is to brief and plan for known risks and threats. Team members identify and plan for known internal risks, such as complex airspace, procedures, configurations, and equipment limitations. Team members identify and plan for known external threats, such as weather, traffic volume, complexities with adjacent facilities, and pilot capabilities. The sixth CRM behavior is to maintain safety vigilance, speak up, and listen. Be wary of threats to safety and speak up when safety is at risk. All operational personnel are vigilant toward their responsibilities. Team members openly communicate their concerns, and the operational safety culture listens to them, supports them, and takes effective action. As proven by airline flight crews, the consistent use of CRM behaviors will improve individual and team performance while reducing errors and accidents. Another effective method for improving performance is using team self-debriefs of ATC sessions. Airline flight crews routinely debrief. The Blue Angels always debrief. NASA astronauts and flight engineers debrief their practice sessions and operational missions, and surgical teams in academic hospitals debrief their patient cases. Research for the FAA has shown that ATC teams which routinely self-debrief do communicate better. They do gain a better understanding of each other's strengths preferences, and expectations, and they do improve individual and team performance. In every ATC facility, self-debriefs commonly occur on the fly in short and informal sessions throughout the day. It is understood that the same team may not work together every shift. Nevertheless, most or all of a team may get together away from operations for a self-debrief. At other times, debriefing opportunities are limited and only a few team members may be present. However and whenever a team can self-debrief, there is almost always a benefit. A simple but effective format to follow for a debrief is to focus on 4 primary questions. What happened? What was the individual thinking at the time of the occurrence? What went well? What could have been done better? An effective part of a team self-debrief is being able to give and receive constructive feedback. When answering the questions, what went well and what could have been done better, one effective way to keep dialogue constructive and avoid destructive comments is to give pluses and deltas. A plus is something that we or someone else did well. A delta, the Greek symbol for change, is something that we or someone else could improve upon and should change. Pluses and deltas make for effective, constructive, and healthy feedback. We've seen the 6 CRM behaviors and how they can be applied. We've also observed how to conduct full or partial team self-debriefs. Together, these principles and methods can help improve teamwork. Since controllers operate simultaneously as individuals and members of a team, let's look into how to improve individual performance. For individual performance, consistency is the truest measure of success. Expert controllers, like experts in other high-performance fields, are consistent in their performance. In ATC, consistency is the ability to do the right thing with every aircraft at the right time, every time, no matter how many aircraft you have. And if you need help to do that, call for it in time. It's that simple. It's just not that easy. Continually, controllers gather information, make judgments and decisions, and act upon those decisions hundreds, if not thousands of times a day. So let's explore some other principles and methods that will help improve individual performance. Research shows that there are 2 traits that differentiate expert controllers from intermediates and novices: the ability to maintain situational awareness and the ability to develop, revise, and execute their plans.
Regardless of our skill level, novice, intermediate, or expert, each of us will be better if every time we plug in, we focus on maintaining situational awareness and executing our plan.
Maintaining situational awareness and executing the plan are an interrelated cycle. The challenge of maintaining situational awareness in ATC is that hundreds of times a day, every day, controllers continuously and rapidly cycle through a 3-step process. Gather information accurately and completely, make judgments and decisions, and take action. When we review and revise our plan, we are merely cycling through the 3-step process. Correctly repeating this cycle requires concentration and self-discipline. Consistency and expert performance requires that each of these 3 steps is completed before moving to the next step. Failing to complete each step accurately before moving on to the next step may be described as all speed, no control, or ready, fire, aim, instead of ready, aim, fire.
There are methods controllers can use to maintain a high level of situational awareness and to raise awareness quickly if it should decline. Habits such as minimizing distractions, managing your workload, staying focused, and coming to work well rested will contribute to your ability to stay situationally aware.
It is important to recognize that both work overload and underload are bona fide human factors challenges in ATC. To manage work overload, frontline managers and traffic management coordinators can redistribute workload and tasks, positions can be split, additional services can be prioritized, and controllers can ask for, offer, and accept help. Work underload is a challenge because the unexpected can happen. To manage underload, stay engaged and stay focused. All of these methods, coming to work well rested, minimizing distractions,